All right, Jeff Mulholland is coming in. We can turn the spotlight off, really. I'm sorry. I was just kidding about the work in the room. He is a community activist. He's a San Antonio native. Always thought of his hometown as the ideal place to start and raise a family. And after getting married last year, he looked for opportunities to strengthen the city's culture, an emerging young professional class, which would be you people here, most of you, and while retaining the family-friendly qualities of San Antonio that some people like and some people complain about. Mulholland co-founded Awesome SA, imagining the micro grant group as both a catalyst for local creativity and an incubator for emerging philanthropists like him. Awesome SA funds creative projects every month and will award its 12th community grant in September. Don't ask him for money yet until you hear his whole presentation. Jeff Mulholland!
Which one's taller? Let's try this. I'm thrilled to be here tonight. You know, a year ago I applied to be at PechaKucha, and I got turned down, and it was so sad. But it was interesting because back then, Awesome SA was just a concept. And now I feel like I have something to really bring and share with you. An adult literacy program, bicycle delivery service, a pop-up dog park, a mini art museum, steamroller art prints, saving San Antonio's Little Italy, community gardens, community-supported art, and an outdoor classroom. Those are just a few of the ideas that San Antonians have submitted to Awesome SA. What is Awesome SA? It's San Antonio's chapter of the Awesome Foundation. The Awesome Foundation got its start in 2009 when a group of Bostonians decided to pool $100 donations to form a $1,000 grant for awesome local projects. I came across the idea last May when I read a tweet from Claudia Roya, who worked at the Area Foundation at the time. She shared an article about the chapter in Boston. I was hooked. I remember turning to my wife at that moment and saying, I'm doing this. Claudia and I, who were strangers at the time, got together and began recruiting members, which we call trustees. I came up with this pitch. Awesome SA gives away $1,000 every month to a project that makes San Antonio awesome. Anyone can apply. Some of the sillier ideas that have won in other cities are a 14-person hammock and a bathtub gondolier. But whatever the idea, it simply has to make San Antonio awesome. With a core of committed members in place, we started asking questions. What should it take for someone to apply for a grant? The answer was that our application should be very simple, because Awesome SA is simple. We hoped that a short application would encourage more people to apply. The next question we asked was, how do we select a winner? Because every trustee is contributing their own $100, every trustee has a voice and a vote. We agreed on meeting once a month, usually at Geekdom, to chat and vote for a winner. The votes have gotten tighter every single month, but so far, we haven't had the trouble picking a winner. We knew that there would be applicants who had great ideas, but would not win. How can we share their awesomeness with the city, we thought. Our idea was to offer a small group of finalists the opportunity to present their ideas to interested people. It's a little bit like PechaKucha meets 3-Day Startup. Our trustees bring different perspectives to the organization, but that's not to say that we don't agree on things. One thing that everyone agreed on is that we need to party. Every month, a winner is awarded a certificate of awesome and, of course, $1,000. So far, 9 winners have walked away with a $1,000 Awesome SA grant. We got some great applications right out of the box. Nick Jones won the inaugural grant for his idea to transform the Satiate food truck to a solar-powered cooking mobile. Looking back, I think we selected this project simply because it had solar power and food trucks. And let's face it, who doesn't love solar power and food trucks? Sanato Cultural Arts submitted 2 ideas for our first grant, but none of them won. The next month, Sanato came back with the idea to craft a sculptural bike rack, both functional and beautiful. The sculpture took the form of an enormous lime and chamoy paleta that gives mural tour participants a place to lock up their bikes safely. Little free libraries in the park won the 3rd grant for installing honor system libraries. The libraries are a lot like Awesome SA. They're very informal, kind of like the take a penny, leave a penny system of libraries. When one library was recently vandalized, volunteers quickly worked to restore it. Paws Animal Rescue won the 4th grant for a mobile pet adoption vehicle. And around that time, we tossed around the thought that applicants might not complete their projects and that things would not go the way we would like every time. But you know what? We decided that's an acceptable part of funding projects that are cutting edge and organic. Public Beat came up with a community chalkboard submission. It takes big chalkboards to the streets where anyone can scribble their inspired response to a prompt. It's very similar to the Before I Die project in New Orleans. Every time I read the responses, I feel like I'm getting a sense of the heart of San Antonio. A few UTSA entrepreneurship students decided to throw a fashion show, but this wasn't a traditional fashion show. Local designers put their skills to work crafting runway pieces from secondhand clothes. The event is called Thrift Off SA, and it was a blast. Thrift Off SA will be holding another event next year. The MadSci program gives Madison High School students the opportunity to apply STEM, or STEAM as I learned, skills by creating a solar car. This past April, MadSci students competed in the Great Energy Challenge, which was featured in National Geographic. The competition pits these students against college students racing their solar car. The most persistent applicant we had was Eric Serda, who fixes and donates bikes under the moniker Popo. Popo applied for the Awesome SA grant 4 months in a row, each time submitting an idea that was more awesome than the previous. He won with a submission to hold a free event where anyone can take a bike to have it repaired. It's on September 14th. Sarah Brooke Lyons has the city talking about how awesome her 1005 Faces project is, and we felt the same way. Sarah won the June grant for her idea to install a large mural of portraits of local residents. You can see Chuck and other subjects at the mural installation in Southtown right now. I think that mobile apps can often disconnect people from what surrounds them, but that makes Ben Judson's Wabi Story app all the more awesome. The app connects people to place-specific art. Someone has to walk to a particular spot to enjoy a poem, song, or story that was created for that location. I think it's brilliant. The people who apply for Awesome SA grants are all awesome. And that's evident in the connections that were made through one project, the Paleta sculpture. One applicant connected Sananta with volunteers, and another applicant, Popo, offered every student who worked on the project a bicycle for free. Even Mayor Castro got involved. Some of the best connections that have formed from Awesome SA have been personal. I had it in mind that at some point my role would be to hog someone else's spot who might want to be a trustee. So in July, I had the honor of passing the torch. I think it's healthy and it's growing. And this October, Awesome SA celebrates its 1-year anniversary. Every one of you is invited.
Okay. First of all, before I forget, what's happening in October, when and where?
In October, it's the 1-year anniversary party for Awesome SA. I don't know the specifics of place and time yet, but Thursday at Bone Shakers at 6 p.m., Awesome SA is having its 10th grant party. That's this Thursday, 2 days from now.
And now, again, how did you, this is a micro grant kind of thing.
Yeah.
But did you ever, there are more people out there, did you say, hey, I want to be on your board, let's go to 1,200, let's go to 2,000, or you want to keep it small?
It's a question we toss around all the time. The idea that having something simple can be very powerful. And so every time we look at, should we bump it up to 15 or something like that, we say, let's stick with 10. It's simple math. Everybody can wrap their head around 10 times 100. But we would love to get enough people to start 2 groups of 10 to be giving out 2 $1,000 grants a month.
And what is the dumbest idea you've ever heard of?
Oh man, I don't want to offend anybody here.
Oh, go ahead. Come on. Not dumbest, most unusual. Maybe
I'm going with the bathtub gondolier. That guy in San Francisco proposed to take an old porcelain bathtub to hook up a go-kart motor to it with wheels and like a mast of sorts to steer. And he would go up and down those very hilly streets of San Francisco dressed as a traditional Venetian gondolier, doing nothing but just going up and down the road just for the sake of doing it.
Wow, who would have thought that wasn't already being done in San Francisco?
Apparently there was a need.
Where's the 14-person hammock?
The 14-person hammock is in Boston, and that was the very first Awesome Foundation project ever awarded of the now over 500 that have been awarded around the world.
Well, give it up for the young philanthropist, Jeff Mulholland. Congratulations. And where can people find your stuff at
AwesomeFoundation.org, click Chapter San Antonio. Better yet, go to Facebook, type in Awesome SA. We'd love to talk with you.
Give him a hand, but don't come up to him afterwards and just ask for money, right? All right, thank you very much.